Hey everybody, Mr. Eric Jenkins coming at you with a brand new video. Today is supposed to be Mail Monday. However...
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Didn't order anything again. Like I said last time, a lot of the presents that were, or a lot of the packages that were coming in were for my fiance. Her birthday was yesterday, the day I'm filming this. Today is my birthday. So, happy birthday to her, and happy birthday to me. And if you also have a birthday this month, happy birthday to you as well. So, this is going up the 21st of September. Just wanted to knock this out. But I went to my Instagram and created a poll topic for you all to vote upon, which I think everyone that voted, it was a very, very close race, actually. Check out my Instagram, link in the description. When I need a video idea, I will sometimes ask you guys what you want to see. The fight was, you know, looking one-sided, and then it kind of came back, and a little back and forth action, but Weird Video Games was the winner versus B-Movies. However, I had a few people that missed out on the voting, and they, after like the hour, at 1 o'clock, I ended it at midnight. At 1 o'clock, they came in, and it became a 50-50 again. So I will be uploading Weird B-Movies this week as well, so stay tuned for that. Call me a pushover if you want, but Weird Video Games is going to be the first video that I upload. It's going to get priority. So let's get into it. If you like this type of content, please leave a like down below. Feel free to subscribe if you like this type of stuff. I will be doing more videos on gaming related topics, movies. I do Pokemon card unboxings as well as baseball card unboxings, and I'll be doing some more content as well. Also, if you want to see some other content, please leave a comment down below, but please be kind to one another. That's the only thing that I do ask. Let's get into it. The first game on the Weird Games list is going to be Macaulay Culkin in the Pagemaster. Dude, that game sucks. Really? I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but I guess not. Alright. Complete in box Pagemaster. So I guess I'll go into the second one. We have a Wii game, Calvin Harris's Redneck Jamboree. Are you freaking kidding me? Well, I guess we forgot to lock the doors last night because they let some crazy person that kind of sounds like me in and is critiquing my very strange games about rednecks from Zoo Entertainment. But no, let's get into the video. First things first, let's get into this game. This is 40 Winks, developed by Pico Interactive. So, if you notice anything about this game, I'm going to actually have another little thing right over either here or here. I don't know which spot yet. Inspecting the game a little bit more while I talk to y'all. I think that's the easiest way to do these things. The box looks a little strange. Almost looks bootlegged. I mean, look at the the logo right there. This game was actually developed for the PlayStation 1 as well as the Nintendo 64 by Pico did the N64 version. However, it got scrapped like last minute. Like it was 97, 98% done, and they just scrapped the whole idea. So this was actually a Kickstarter game that came out, I want to say, in 2007 or 2008. Maybe future Eric can put the actual date right there. But this was kickstarted in about a day. Very, very cool game. I did remember playing this on the PS1, and it's a pretty average, platformer game. Similar to, kind of feels like Grab by the Ghoulies in a way, like the art style in general from Rare. So it kind of has a little Banjo Collectathon feel. Your goal is to, pretty much do, like, you always have to collect something. So it's like you have to collect the 40 winks, and this person's trying to, make them into nightmares. It's a very, very solid game, and this was the Kickstarter version, so I have kept it sealed. I do plan on getting a ROM of this so I can play it on the N64 hardware. There also was a deluxe version. I didn't get that one. I actually got this not from Kickstarter. I actually got it from another collector. So it would be cool to kind of pop this, but let me read the back for you. There's only 40 winks left in the world of dreams, and if you don't rescue them from the evil nightcap, no one will ever have good dreams again. So get ready for action because you're going on adventures of a nighttime. But this is just a really cool game. Shows how passionate some of the retro community can be, especially with Yooka-Laylee being kickstarted a few years ago, which was developed by some of the guys that made Banjo-Kazooie, and then there are other games like, limited run games. They sell out super quick when, like, Night Trap came out, Corpse Killer, which is on the Sega CD. There's the Star Wars games that got republished as, like, NES cartridges and N64 cartridges. There's a big retro community for these kind of, like third-party aftermarket, like, cartridges, and I just think it's pretty solid. Going on to the next game, one of my... It's not a good game at all. Like, a lot of these games aren't good, but they're just very, very strange. So this is my copy of Wally Bear and the No Gang. I'll read the back to y'all while you look at this beautiful artwork of this rad dude with some ratitude. Grab your skateboard and don't forget your flying disc, because it's time to play the hottest video game with the coolest character, Wally Bear. Thrash bad attitudes as you cruise through 5 levels of intense graphics and excellent gameplay. You'll climb the heights of the city skyscrapers and slosh through the depths of slimy, toxic sewers. One thing is for sure, the best way to begin any adventure is to say no to drug and alcohol abuse. Parents love this game as much as kids because Wally Bear is much more than another video game. This game offers a positive role model kids can relate to that reinforces the values of unity, loyalty, and honesty. So join Wally Bear in super adventures filled with non-stop action and excitement. Oh, okay. So I'm not laughing at the part that it's like teaching kids about drugs and alcohol abuse. I just think it's like super funny that it's like, hey parents, you want to give little Billy, who's 7, a game about like this? And like, I'm not even exaggerating. There's like parts in the game where like the beginning of it shows like Wally Bear like, hey, like this game is about neglectful parenting, to be completely honest. It's like, hey, you got to go to your birthday party at your uncle's house across the city. Well, we're not going to take you. You got to just go on your skateboard and like just figure your own shit out. And then it's like, oh, you end up in like the subway and some guy's like offering you like smack, and I'm like, holy crap. But here's the really cool thing about this. This game is not licensed by Nintendo. There's usually I'll show you a licensed Nintendo game. And I'll also show what else I'm going to talk about. Usually there's the seal of approval right there from Nintendo. So any game that Nintendo says like, give me that thumbs up, they'll run it. Not a single license on this bad boy from Nintendo. And that being said, the cartridge does not look like a regular cartridge. This is what it looks like. It is a black cartridge with a push here button. At the top, it's just a sticker. And then there's no like Nintendo seal of quality anywhere on this thing. But just a very like it's got, this game has a lot of charm to it. It's tough as nails, but like it's just this like a very strange little game to get. Like I can just imagine like a parent getting this for their kid, and like he's like, oh man, like, what'd you get? Super Mario 3? Oh, did you get Kid Icarus? Mega Man? No, we got Wally Bear and the No Gang. throw the discs at the snakes. But this you'll see, like, this is just a little taste, little sorbet, little Caesar salad, maybe a little appetizer before we get into the main course. You're gonna see, like, kind of how weird some of the weird games in my collection are. This is one of the games that kind of, like, kickstarted it. All right, on to the next spot. Money in my pocket.
You're facing the wrong way, sir.
Alright, give me the money!
Alright, sorry about that. I apologize for the crazy amount of cuts. I forgot to charge my battery on one of them. Hopefully I cover that one up, but you guys know I want to be as transparent as possible. And then my card was full, so it's my birthday. Let me do what I want. Anyway, next game on the list is... I shouldn't have flipped this. Little Nicky on the Game Boy Color. What? Whose man is buying this? This is a factory sealed copy of Little Nicky on the Game Boy Color. For those who don't know, Little Nicky was an Adam Sandler movie about one of the devil's sons that has to... I can't believe I'm saying this. Has to go from hell to earth to find his two brothers who took their that took their father's.
You want.
For those who don't know, Little Nicky is a Adam Sandler movie about 3 of the devil's spawn. That 2 of them are evil, 1 is not, because, spoiler alert, Little Nicky's mom was an angel, so he's like half nice, half evil. The 2 evil brothers throw their father off the throne, or dethrone him, I should say, by going into hell and freezing the gates of hell, and no souls can get into hell, which makes the devil deteriorate. So it's Adam Sandler, aka Nicky's job to go to New York, up on Earth, and find the 2 brothers who possess people. It's like, it's one of my favorite movies because of the soundtrack is just like stupid killer, and it's got some of the funniest lines, and it's super over the top, but it's not like Jack and Jill or like That's My Boy kind of thing. It's like just out there, and it's raunchy and it's gross. But I got in trouble for watching this movie all the time because I would quote it. Stupid Eric, 7-year-old, 8-year-old Eric would like quote this movie all the time. And within the first 5 minutes, John Lovitz is a peeping Tom and gets killed by a boy who's spying on his mom. Goes to hell. A man gets boobs on his head. Hitler gets a pineapple shoved up his ass. It's crazy. So I'd like quote the whole movie. Anyway, this is a kind of, strange little platformer that like adds elements of the movie in there. It's just a typical licensed game. It didn't do very well, like out in the market, but for some odd reason, the comps for this game are like stupid. I think like the last couple I've seen, like complete in box, we're doing like 150. So sealed, they're doing a little bit more. I copped this on Amazon randomly a couple of years ago when I started collecting for like $35. So I was like, shh, like just to kind of have as a little joke, because look at that. Look at my boy. Look at my boy Adam, just straight chilling in his big blue jacket. There he's in the back with the yellow jacket. That's the more tradish Little Nicky. Anyway, on to the last 4 games. Thank you for sticking around through this kind of little messy video, if I may say so. But like I said before, if you like this type of content, please leave a like and subscribe for future content, as I might be doing more of this in the future. Also might be doing some Let's Plays on these, if I can get the ROMs for some of the sealed games. Some of these are sealed, so I don't want to rip them open. But let's go on to the last 4. Now, I'm kind of lotting these as a group of 4 for 2 reasons. One is because they're all done by the same publisher, who actually only made 4 games for this console, so it makes sense. And they're they look good as a set, and they're all graded. They're all sealed and graded games, but I'll go over each one individually because that makes the most sense, and I also don't have enough hands. So we'll go on to the I guess we'll go the least expensive one. I guess is how we'll do this, or just however they're kind of stacked up here. So this is anyone that knows or that talks to me about retro games knows that these are my like my pride and joy. These are my next to my Harry Potter card, my autograph card. These are like my holy grail in my collection. It's just so obscure to have, and I couldn't like not complete this. We have Packy and Marlon for the Super Nintendo factory sealed, and I'll do the normal little video down somewhere in this region. This is WATA graded 8 with a seal getting A. This is like the worst graded game that I have of the set. It was originally a VGA graded game, which is another company that grades games. But this is done by Raya Systems, which was a company that basically made edutainment games. And what they would do is they would make they'd make these games, and they would give them to doctors' offices, or sell them to doctors' offices, I should say. And what the doctor's office would do is that they had a rental sheet. So if a child was diagnosed with asthma, diabetes, or had a loss in the family, instead of like, here's a pamphlet on like, how to use your inhaler, or how to like use your diabetes testing supplies, you could play Packy and Marlon. Packy and Marlon is a diabetes edutainment game. Let's read the back real quick. Super action at Diabetes Super Camp. Oh no, Packy and Marlon, the two pachyderm pals with diabetes, are in heavy trouble. Summer camp has been raided by rats. The pesky critters have stolen food and critical diabetes testing supplies. Did I say diabetes or diabetes? Diabetes supplies. Can Packy and Marlon find the food and supplies? To do it, they have to blast the vicious varmints with peanuts and water. They have to remember to eat healthy snacks, check blood glucose levels, and take insulin. It's super learning about diabetes and super fun. So, like, you have to take your insulin during the game, or, like, you'll, like, die, which, real life shit. But, really just a goofy way for people to learn, like, their kids to learn about these things. And of course, these didn't sell well because it's, like I said about Wally Bear and the No Gang, like, oh, you got a Super Nintendo, you got Chrono Trigger, you have Mortal Kombat 3. Mortal Kombat 3 was not that great. You have Super Metroid, you have Mario Kart. Yeah, Packy and Marlon. We learn about diabetes together. I don't even know if this is a single. And then, so the WATA company who grades the games also puts details on the back. Cover artist Scott McDougall. Educational game to teach kids about type 1 diabetes, part of Raya Systems 4-game educational series. So we're going to go over the whole Raya System library. I plan on doing a larger video on this series, a little more in-depth, maybe a retrospective. Unfortunately, I do need to get either an actual cart or get a ROM for it, because not opening these. So let's move off to the side. The next one is actually, we're just going to go out in order. So this is probably the nicest grade that I have. Not the best game, but the nicest grade. This is Rex Ronan Experimental Surgeon. Sorry for the glare. I have some natural light coming in because it is morning. Normally I'm shooting during the crisp fall nights, but had to bring some natty light into this situation. So, and if you don't call natural sunlight natty light, what are you doing with your life? This is Rex Ronan Experimental Surgeon. This is another Raya System game. Has a 9.4 rating through WATA for condition and an A+ first party VC. This was developed by Sculptured Software, but it was put out by Raya. Educational game to teach kids about smoking. And this was part of the 4-part series. If we may, let's read the back. Embark on an incredible mission, but beware. Join Dr. Rex Ronan as he shrinks to perform high-tech laser surgery on Jake Westboro. Kind of sounds like Marlboro. Who suffers from long-term tobacco use. Use Rex's laser to scalpel the vaporized tar, plaque, phlegm, and precancerous cells. Stop a heart attack and remove nicotine addictions before it's too late. Defend Rex against microbots implanted to thwart his mission using the laser scalpel and martial arts moves. So, I'm going to stop there, but I'm pretty sure that when you went to your mall dojo back in like the late 90s, the sensei and the teachers did not give you a laser scalpel to learn karate. I'd be wrong. Maybe my mall sucked, but that shit didn't happen. Follow the path of smoke and nicotine. Discover the harmful effects of tobacco use. Make headlines with Rex and save Jake's life. So this game is like just like this. This feels like when I saw this game, I thought of Math Blaster. This feels like a computer game, not like a home console game, if that makes sense. But there's also a Spanish language optional, which Packy and Marlon does not have a Spanish mode optional. So this game was like really, really strange. It's not, these games aren't the best, but this one's a little bit better than the other ones, but it's very strange and out there, as are the whole Riot System collection is very much out there. But very stoked to have this one. Comps on this game are like stupid right now. I think a 2 grades higher and a 9.8 is listed right now for around like $1,200, and I think other sealed copies were going for around $300-400, which is cool. Not gonna leave my site anytime soon, but just a very strange game for the collection. And this is the best graded one. And actually, a lot of people do know about this game. And this is the one that I've seen in retro stores more frequently than the other 3 Riot System games. This is a 9.4 A++ sealed copy of Captain Novolin. This is another diabetes game sponsored by insulin makers Novo Nordisk. Educational game to teach kids about type 1 diabetes. Does not have the Spanish optional mode. So I guess the company that put it out did not, like, I don't know if it was by the same company. So Packy and Marlon was put by the Accu-Check Advantage, or sponsored by that, and this one was done by the Juvenile Diabetes Foundation. So I guess like the diabetes community is like, no, just make it in English and just get it out there. So Captain Novolin, aliens disguised as sugary foods have captured the mayor of Pineville, and it's up to Captain Novolin to rescue him. Leaping maniac donuts and dodging ice cream blobs, Captain Novolin must save Mayor Gooden while managing his diabetes with a good diet, insulin, and exercise. It's an action-packed adventure that teaches you about diabetes management. And we have a quote. Captain Novolin provides a very innovative approach to the management of insulin-dependent diabetes. We acknowledge the potential that this product has for educating young people who suffer from diabetes. Okay. So this game actually, like I said, I see this a lot in retro stores. So this game has been circulating, like, used for a while. And actually, I think somebody that I know, I want to say it was my buddy Alex, so shout out to my boy Alex if you're watching, had a copy of this loose, and I was like, should I buy this loose when I have it sealed? But I was like, nah. But somebody copped it, like, immediately. So I'm like, damn. So this game has actually, like, made its rounds to, like, I guess, like, the average gamer, maybe? Maybe it was just like, oh, this game looks cool, and then they didn't read the back of it. Because just looking at the cover, like, it looks like a pretty crappy, just, like, action game. But, who knows? Honestly, haven't played this one yet. I've played the other 3, but I haven't played this one yet. So I hope to be able to get it, be able to play it soon. It does look pretty cool. There's, like, on the back, on one of the screens, it shows, like, your insulin dosage, and you have to, like, select your dosage before and after breakfast kind of thing. So I guess it's more of, like, Packy and Marlon was, like, just, like, for younger kids, like, this is how you should take it. This is for like the older kids, and it's like, we're gonna show you how to use your insulin and like, you know, like use the dosages. But still just a very oddball game. Comps on this are kind of like average, but the last game is my baby for sure, and probably the most, I would say this is the most expensive game in my collection actually, and it has a very funny story behind it, which I'll get into after I explain the game. This is a water graded 9.2, so 3 of the 4 Raya games are graded over a 9. Packy and Marlon, for some reason, didn't make the grade. It's alright. With an A+ seam. This is my baby. Bronchi the Bronchiosaurus, or Bronchi the Bronchiosaurus. Helped made by the American Academy of Pediatrics and Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America. Put out by Raya. This is a asthma game. So this dinosaur, this wee dinosaur, has an inhaler in his hand. I don't have my inhaler with me, so it's alright. I was gonna actually, like, you know, take a puff in memory of Bronchi. Let's read the back of it real quick. A Dynamite Asthma Adventure. A Dynamite Asthma Adventure. Meteors have hit San Saran and kicked up clouds of trouble. Now it's up to dinosaur friends Bronchi and Trachea and their sidekicks Sam and Kayla. That's not a body part. To clear the air of with the mighty wind machine. But first, they have to find the missing machine parts, dodge dino thugs, and avoid asthma triggers like dust, pollen, cold viruses, and more. Can you help them save their planet and manage their asthma too? Find out in this breath-boosting health hero video game. Yeah, this game is not very good. It's very childish, but it kind of has this like weird cult following because it is one of the more expensive Super Nintendo games. Like, you know, you've got your Haganes and your like minty like I almost said Packy and Marlon, Pocky and Rockies, and then you got Bronchi, and it's like, all right, you got like some like a really cool ninja game, and then you got some like cool like Japanese style game, and then it's like asthma dinosaur. So this game actually isn't very good, but it's just a solid, you know, like game for the collection. So here's the story behind this, and then I will let you guys go because you got other things to do than listen to me blab about weird ass games. So I saw this at a retro convention, and I saved up my pennies for this convention, and was like, I'm gonna buy. And this is like when I started getting like really big into retro gaming. So I would say maybe about 3 years ago, 2-3 years ago. So I was like hitting it really hard, and I wanted to diversify my collection as much as possible. And at that point I was just collecting N64 games, and I just picked up like Super Bowling, which has like stupid numbers now, and I think I had like Bomberman Second Attack and Worms Armageddon, which I'll do a Nintendo 64 collection video at a later date, but those are 3 of the 5 big expensive games that were put out of the 296 games. So I'm like, well, I really don't want to get Sculptor's Cut because it's like $350 for a cartridge, and the game kind of sucks, and there's no, it's everyone wants that game. So I was like, all right, let's keep going. And like the second vendor my brother and I saw had like a really nice copy of Ultimate Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo, which my brother liked. Terminator 2, which is a game that my brother and I both played the heck out of during the summer of like '99. That's when like we like really like had our Super Nintendo at like our lake cottage, and a copy of Bart vs. the World on the NES, and they were complete. They were in pretty good shape. And then behind the counter, I saw this. Now this wasn't graded; it was sealed, but it had like a really nice encapsulation. And I asked the guy, I'm like, "How much are you asking for Bronchi?" And he shot me his number, and he was like 400, but prices are negotiable. I'm like, shoot, okay. Now Bart vs. the World was like $20, Terminator was like $20, and the other, I think Ultimate Mortal Kombat was like $30. So I was like, would you do 400 for all 4? Because it was like the last day. We got there like middle of the day, or like halfway through the con, and the guy was like, how about we do 410 and we'll call it even. So I was like, sure. So I pulled out my money and I'm like, I don't have 400 cash on me because I wasn't thinking beforehand. I'm like, crap, like I only brought like 250 with me. So I'm like, all right, let me try my card. Now my bank was a smart bank and was like, bro, like someone's trying to use your card for New York. And I was like, no, I'm at a retro convention and that's just like, they're from New York. So they're like, no, like you were going to shut your card off for like an hour because, you know, there was like 2 possible fraudulent charges. I'm like, no, I did them. Like, let's run it. Like, I want to get this game before someone else buys it. And there's 2 other people that were like looking at it too. And I'm like, come on, let's wrap it up. So I go to my brother and I'm like, hey, can I borrow your card? And he's like, yeah, sure. Because he wanted to get Ultimate Mortal Kombat and Terminator. I'm like, I did a bundle deal. We got this. So swipes the card, goes through. He's like, you want your receipt? And he's like, no, I'm good. And then I go, all right, in an hour I got to go to the ATM and give you $400. And he goes, why? And I'm like, well, I just charged $400 to your card. You what? And so that's the story of how I got my asthma game. Yay! Comps on this game are dumb. It has gone up since the lockdown retro gaming boom. Some VGA 90 copies, which I believe grade out to like a 9.4, 9.6 possibly, have gone over 1,000. But not many high WADA grades have gone up. So it's going to be interesting to see what this game does for my gaming investment in the future. But anyway, thank you for checking out this video on Weird Video Games. Thank you for voting. If I happen to do any more votes, leave a follow on my Instagram page, which will be in the description below. I also have a collecting one as well. I don't post that one as much as I would like to, but I plan on doing that as well. My eBay store is also down there. If there's something that you see on my eBay page, let me know. Especially if you're local, I will try my best to, do a local pickup, or we can, talk about it off of eBay. You didn't hear that? Anyways, thank you for checking this out. For everyone that voted on Weird Video Games, that is the video that you guys voted for. Hopefully it was up to your par. The next video I'll be uploading is going to be weird B-movies, and I'm going to be focusing on a lot of my sealed DVD collection, which just sounds strange to begin with, but I will go into more in-depth about that once that video is in production. But thank you for sticking around for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.